we're off to a great start. I actually lost, I think, like 2 subscribers. So somebody really didn't like the fact that I did a video about Moloch. So that's a great start. Let's love to see it. Let's look at the comments. Armor says, I think there must be some kind of relationship between Moloch, the backpack, and Moloch, the Chad. If the if the storm killed Moloch's body but left his soul on Enoch, could he have leaped on someone's back? And who in their right mind would find a shriveled husk of a man on the ground and think I could start a new fashion trend with this? My first thought is brothers, and he's just carrying around his brother for some reason. There has to be some kind of explanation as to how the husk got control in the first place, if the backpack even is Moloch in the first place. Excuse me. That's a really good comment. I'm gonna obviously do the wombo combo there and do the like and a heart. So yeah, that's a very good comment. My opinion, well, it's kind of it's one of those things. I was doing my, it's not really research. Come on, I'm just like reading up on the lore and I'm replaying missions. But I was checking back in on the character, and I was very surprised by the lack of information that there was, especially with the whole mystery about the dude on the back and stuff like that. But it seems either, to put it bluntly, this is a very underdeveloped character just because it didn't have the time to flesh it out, or it's a character that they want to just leave mysterious. And I think regardless, my personal opinion is that it's the dude on the back. Like I said in the video, the guy on his back that he's walking around with is crucified. He's like nailed or tied to some kind of cross. And the alchemist that made Moloch, he said to have crucified people out in the storm. That's why I think so. I do think if the shriveled dude is Moloch, then my guess is that he is potentially possessing the Chad. I think he mentioned it. Yeah, but left his soul on Enoch. I definitely think, especially because the Chad did mention his soul being a puppet, or his, him being a puppet. So I don't know. I'm still a little murky on how that would work. I mean, we've never seen any kind of anomaly power do possession, so I honestly, I really don't know. But it's a good comment. I like the opinions. Kieran says, all I remember from this guy, yeah. Well, actually, so do you know what's funny? I actually didn't. Oh, we'll do the wombo combo. We do. So I actually didn't have an issue with Moloch. My campaign playthrough was really weird. In the sense that it was only it was fair enough difficulty for like the first half of it, and then after a while, I just started steamrolling it, and then there were 2 really difficult parts, and they were both the fights with Lagak. Moloch, I was actually a bit underwhelmed by him, but definitely in the expedition, so like the end game mission when you kill him properly. I think you kill him properly. Yeah, that was definitely harder. He has a lot of attacks and abilities, for sure. But I'm waiting for this one. Yeah, it has to get done. It has to get done. Yeah, I'm glad I could give it to you. I hope you liked it, man. Okay, next video. Let us see. Let's go to the anomaly video. Okay. And Armor says, at the moment, the anomaly is just a storm, I think. I have no doubt that in the future DLC they'll tie it to some kind of being. They'll have to boss fight. No doubt the only way I'll get past that is lowering the world tier. And actually, I actually want to talk about this later on. The storm problem took on the form of a god in the culture of the Pax. Much like god rays were thought to be god because the effects they had on you, warming you up. Oh, interesting. Okay. Or maybe they were some kind of saying with the mysterious species being the ones to hold it and as being worshipped to the Pax. Wombo combo. Yeah, so like I mentioned in that video that my personal opinion was that I thought that the anomaly was just a force of nature, but that was only because really I felt like the evidence there was leaning more towards that. But at the same time, I don't know. There is 100% something a little bit like fishy. Especially, it's really unfortunate. I had already recorded it, and I was in the middle of editing the video, and then I realized, wait a minute, our Outrider also gets visions. And like, especially the first time he gets a vision, like when he first gets hit by the anomaly, you know, he does see Chana in there, even though she's only like a little kid, if even, at that time. But he also sees other completely unrelated characters and stuff like that, some of which haven't even been addressed. So I don't know. There's definitely something going on with the anomaly. And at the same time, there's that other race that potentially exists, the 4 fingies and the 5 fingies thing going on. If the Pax had an original race of masters that had enslaved them, you know, what was their relationship with the anomaly? Also, and I'm a bit of an idiot, and I was tempted to add this in, but there's not enough evidence yet. There's not enough evidence yet, so I'm not going to make any claims. But one of the expeditions, it's called the Stargrave, there's a meteorite that had crashed into Enoch, and apparently it was there for ages. And it's like this blue crystal. And maybe that is what brought the anomaly? But at the same time, I feel like if that meteorite was the source of the anomaly, there'd be way more anomaly energy all over the place. Or that would be like where the heart of the storm thingy takes place. I don't know. So yeah, no, that was a really good comment. I think that the God Rays thing, it was really interesting. 16 times detail. Kieran, great video as usual on the subject of if the anomaly is sentient. What if the anomaly is created by a sentient being? Okay, because the Pax were driven to near extinction, but what about before? They must have either known how to deal with it or if it wasn't there. As for them trying to get to the floors, I'm sure at the ending when the pause drop, they either get data or create. Yeah. Okay, this is a really interesting comment. So, what if the anomaly was created by a sentient being? That's really interesting because the first ever recorded anomaly storm was when the Pax were driven nearly to extinction. Well, there's no mention of them being there before. There's mention of the obelisks being there before, but that doesn't mean they were necessarily used. Now, why, if, and again, I'm not saying the anomaly was created by a sentient being. Let's just assume if it was created by a sentient being or beings, why, like, what would they have wanted with it? Maybe a weapon, you know, pretty disastrous one. It kills people, and it also destroys their environment and their landscape, so that even if there are some survivors, they are completely ruined. Maybe as a doomsday, like a Samson device. So, like, for example, let's just say, for example, there was a race and they had enslaved the Pax, and they made them build the obelisks and everything for them. And then the Pax figured out how to be pharaohs. Because you need to think, how did they know, like, how to become pharaohs? Maybe they had done it before, you know? Maybe this was a race that was used to uprisings. And maybe this race was being overthrown by the pharaohs, and so they're like, screw it, if we can't have the planet, no one can. And so they activated the Doomsday device and released the Kraken out of the tunnels or whatever. I don't know, but I've never heard that before, and I think that's really interesting. Okay, so with the thing with the drop pods, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure they're immune to the effects of the anomaly when they're closed. But when you take stuff out of it, then that stuff is vulnerable. So maybe, like, if they grab that stuff and then they get it to safety as quick as possible. Maybe. Also, there's the knowledge. Do they have, because you're talking about 3D printers, do they have the knowledge and the blueprints still to even make stuff with that? But no, that's maybe, yeah, homes that could bunker. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, really good comment. I love it when people come up with stuff like that. Oh yeah, boy, first. Where are you? Oh, I think you were actually. Oh, fair play. Oh, you get a pin. Leave a comment on any of my videos and I'll respond to it in a video like this, or talk to me directly in my streams every Saturday.